Hello friends, my name is Ahmad, and the story begins with a woman named Amber, the wife of a big businessman. But she is so arrogant due to her luxurious life and her husband Tony's wealth that she doesn't even talk properly to anyone. Perhaps because of this, most people don't like her at all. But she doesn't care. This time, to celebrate a trip, she and her husband, along with two other couples, depart for Greece on their private plane. Upon reaching there, they all hire a ship for a sea excursion. When they arrive at the ship, the staff members and the ship's captain, Burley, welcome everyone. But when the captain was shaking hands with everyone, Amber, as usual, remained arrogant and walked away without a handshake. Everyone found this quite strange. Joseph, a young man working on this ship, did not like Amber's behavior at all. He then takes everyone's luggage and shows them their rooms. But Amber doesn't like anything there, and her rude behavior suggests that she deserves better than all this. She then rudely asks, "Is there a gym here?" Joseph quietly goes and brings a small bicycle, saying, "Will this work for you?" In fact, he was mocking Amber. Seeing this, Amber angrily says, "I can get you fired from your job." The next day, everyone goes driving in small boats. Everyone else has fun in the water, but Amber doesn't get into the water because she's afraid of it. She tells Joseph, "You stay here on the boat with me." So Joseph is forced to stay with her. Joseph then says, "You should go swimming with them too." Hearing this, Amber rudely tells him, "Now you're going to tell me what to do." Joseph feels very bad about her behavior, but what could he do? After this, we see the scene the next day where Amber is exercising. Joseph was cleaning nearby. Amber, seeing him, starts humiliating him there too. Hearing this, Joseph leaves. After this, we see that everyone sits down for lunch. Everyone is eating happily, but Amber doesn't like the food. She angrily starts talking rudely to Joseph and says, "The food is cold. Go warm it up now." Hearing this, Joseph loses his temper and angrily throws all the food on her head. Amber screams in anger, "Fool, what have you done?" Then Joseph suddenly picks her up and throws her into the sea. But later, it turns out that he was imagining all this. He then goes to the kitchen and starts telling his friends about Amber's actions, how arrogant this woman is. Burley says, "These rich people are like this. We have to smile and obey them every time. There's no cure for them." After which, Burley takes the food. But she also behaves rudely with the captain, saying, "I hate these servants. Tell them not to come in front of me too much." And thus, 2 days pass, where everyone has to bear all of Amber's tantrums. She starts getting angry over small things, and she troubles Joseph the most, who was fed up with her actions. Now he tries to mostly stay hidden from her sight. Then one night, in a state of intoxication, Amber bumps into Joseph and says, "You do so much work. Would you like to come and dance with me?" The fire of revenge was already burning inside Joseph, and he understood that she was trying to attract him. He then leaves, saying, "I will never dance with a woman like you." The next day, Amber says she wants to go fishing. Joseph explains to her that they will have to go quite far for this, and the weather's going to get bad, so leaving the ship would be foolish. But Amber doesn't listen to anyone and insists, so Joseph starts taking her far away in a motorboat. But after going quite a distance, the boat suddenly stops in the middle of the way. Joseph tries very hard to start it, but the engine doesn't start. Checking the fuel reveals that there is no petrol in the boat, and he hadn't checked the petrol while coming. Amber gets angry and says, "Start it quickly. I don't want any unnecessary tension." Joseph says, "I told you not to go earlier, but because of your stubbornness, I'm stuck here too. So just sit quietly. Now we'll have to wait for someone to come." Now both are stranded in the open sea, hoping that someone will come soon. But the night passes and another day dawns and no one comes. Food and water have run out, and on top of that, Amber starts throwing tantrums. "Get me out of here quickly, or I won't spare you." Joseph gets very angry at her words, but he couldn't do anything. Just then, Amber finds a gun in a box. Joseph says this is a flare gun, which can be used to call for help by signaling, so don't fire it now. Time passes like this, and they're both very hungry, so Joseph somehow catches a fish and gives it to Amber to eat, but Amber throws it away, calling it dirty. Just then, they spot a boat some distance away. So Amber takes the flare gun and is about to fire it, but she can't, and in this hurry, the gun accidentally fires at the boat, causing it to deflate. Now both of them float, holding onto the half-remaining part of the boat. Thus, night falls, and on top of that, rain and a storm also begin. But both somehow spend the night holding onto the boat. The next morning, when they open their eyes, they see an island some distance away. A ray of hope awakens, and both somehow reach that island. But as soon as they arrive, Amber says, "My lawyer will meet you soon and put you behind bars." Joseph says, "Do whatever you want, I don't care. And anyway, I don't like a witch like you at all. If you feel the same, then our paths diverge from here." Now this island is completely deserted, and surviving here was going to be very difficult. But Joseph finds a small hut up above, where someone might have lived before. He fixes it up a bit to make it livable, and then, after drinking water from the waterfall, he starts preparing a makeshift fishing trap. Meanwhile, we see Amber, who finds nothing after wandering around. So she hides and starts watching Joseph. Joseph catches a fish in some time and sits in the shade, eating comfortably. Seeing this, Amber approaches Joseph and says, "Give me some fish to eat." But Joseph refuses, saying, "I won't give you anything because you have always treated me badly." Still, Amber's pride doesn't go away. She arrogantly tells him that she wants to buy the fish from him. But Joseph says, "I don't want to sell this fish." So Amber says, "I'll give $1,000 for it," and also gives him her gold bracelet. But Joseph throws it away, saying, "Neither your wealth nor your arrogance will work here. If you're hungry, go catch fish yourself." Amber angrily throws dirt on him. So Joseph also gets enraged and slaps her, saying, "If you want to eat something, you have to call me master. On this island, I am your boss, and you have to obey everything I say. From today, you are my servant, and I am your master. First, wash all my clothes and dry them. After that, if I feel like it, I'll give you food." Amber has no other choice. So in anger, she washes all of Joseph's clothes and brings them to him after they are dry. After this, Joseph asks her to bring water, which she also does. After this, Joseph gives her food. A rich and arrogant woman who used to get angry if the food was slightly cold was now eating half-cooked food due to hunger. And Joseph also wanted her to realize her mistake and for her arrogance of wealth to be broken. He then goes to his hut to rest and tells Amber to sleep outside. When Amber requests to come inside, he says, "If you want to sleep inside, you'll have to share the bed with me because there's not enough space." Hearing this, Amber refuses and sleeps outside. Now their first night on this island passes, and as soon as morning breaks, both go fishing and return after catching a fish after some time. But now Joseph had completely changed, and his rudeness was increasing. He only brings the fish, and she does all the other work. And if she shows even a little arrogance, he torments her greatly. Then one day, when she brings firewood to cook fish, Joseph asks her to sing and dance, and Amber fulfills all his demands. Now Amber, like a servant, also washes all his clothes. And if she doesn't listen to something and shows attitude, Joseph also punishes her. Time passes like this, and slowly, a strange chemistry begins to form between these two on this deserted island. Then one day, when Amber was cooking fish, Joseph suddenly tells Amber, "Kiss my hand." Amber first refuses to do so, but the circumstances are such that she is forced to do it. Joseph was doing all this so that all her arrogance would break, and she would become a good person. Now Joseph, by making an arrogant rich woman his servant, starts living a royal life. After this, one day, when Amber was working, Joseph comes to her and starts bothering her about something. Amber was fed up now. So, with his constant bothering, she kicks him in his private part and starts running. Joseph, filled with anger, starts chasing her. Amber felt that he might now take advantage of her helplessness because she knew very well that she couldn't leave this island. After running some distance, he catches her. And now Joseph had made up his mind that he would service her well. But without doing much more with her, he just kisses her for a while and then leaves her. He actually wanted to make her realize what it feels like to be helpless. After this, he leaves her saying, You have always spoken rudely to people younger than you, but they are also human beings. Now if you come to me as a true human being, I will help you." In reality, Joseph had somehow started liking Amber. So he only wanted to make her realize that what she had done to others so far was wrong. Now Amber also quickly realizes her mistake. Joseph could have done anything with her, but he didn't do anything like that. She spends a whole night sitting by the sea, and then the next morning, she goes to Joseph and starts apologizing to him by kissing his feet. Joseph also forgives her, after which they start living as good friends and do every work together. Their lives had now completely changed, and slowly, both were coming even closer to each other. Then one night, both lose control and cross all boundaries. Amber also realizes that she has fallen in love with Joseph. Both live together in the hut and try to make their solitude beautiful by sharing it with each other. Then one day Joseph says, "How did you become so rude? And why were you so rude to all of us on the ship?" She replies, "My husband, as caring as he seems, is actually just as careless. From the beginning, I couldn't form any emotional bonding with him. So I was very stressed and I couldn't understand anything. But you made me feel what I should have actually felt. I love you very much and I never want to lose you." Joseph had already liked her, so he immediately accepts. Now both are very happy with each other on this island. But one day, when Amber goes to collect firewood, she suddenly spots a ship sailing in the sea. Seeing it, she first starts signaling, but then stops for a moment. She doesn't tell Joseph about this at night either. She understood that if she went back to her old life, she might lose Joseph forever. She wanted to stay with Joseph like this, no matter what life was like on this deserted island. Then, upon returning to the hut, they find a bottle of alcohol, which they drink and dance all night long. And while having fun, both come very close once again. And after that night, both start living like a couple. They knew there was no one to see them on this island, and they take full advantage of it. For the next 3 or 4 days, both spend their time having fun and enjoying themselves. They catch fish together and try to make every moment memorable. Amber didn't want to go back, but Joseph, in the midst of all this, was hoping that someone would come to help them. Then one day, while they were resting on the beach, they spot a boat. Joseph, happy, wants to signal the boat, but Amber stops him and says, "If we go from here, we will be separated forever. I have fallen deeply in love with you and always want to be with you like this." She pleads a lot, but Joseph lovingly explains to her that if their love is true, then no matter where they are, they will stay together, and their love will also remain alive. "I have complete faith in you that you will surely come to me when I call." After which, he signals the boat, and both are rescued from there. Now both are on the boat, and Amber's husband Tony gets the news that Amber has been found. He comes to the port to receive her and hugs Amber. Then he tells Joseph, "You saved my wife's life. How can I repay your debt?" But Joseph's face was downcast. He walks away silently without giving any answer. After this, when he goes to a club, a man comes there with a bag full of money. This was sent by Tony as a reward for Joseph. But Joseph throws the bag away, saying, "I don't want any reward." But the man leaves the bag there and goes. Joseph opens the bag and finds it full of money. He goes to return them. But on the way, seeing a jewelry shop, he buys an expensive ring for Amber from there. Now he had decided that he would marry Amber. So he calls her and tells her, "I miss you very much. I wish we both had stayed on the island." Amber replies, "I will always support you. Whatever your decision is, write it in a letter before I leave tomorrow and leave it at my hotel reception. I will definitely receive it." Joseph does the same and writes a letter to Amber saying, "I want to marry you. We will go to another country forever and start a new life there. As soon as you receive this letter, come to the port. I will wait for you there." After writing all this, he leaves the letter with the ring at the reception. But in the morning, before Amber, the letter falls into Tony's hands, and he doesn't let it reach Amber. Now Amber, waiting for Joseph's letter, reluctantly gets into the helicopter with her husband. Then Tony gives the letter, along with a tip, to a hotel staff member, which had Joseph's boat address written on it. Then the boy takes the letter and gives it to Joseph, saying, "This was sent by the people who are leaving in the helicopter now." Joseph immediately opens it and sees that it is the same letter he sent, which also had the ring. After this, he tries to reach the helicopter by running, but by then, it is too late. Amber was sad, thinking that Joseph had not sent any letter, and Joseph was thinking that Amber had returned the letter and left him forever. But they didn't know that Tony had done this to separate them. Joseph arrives there, and with his broken heart, he throws the ring forcefully towards her, which falls directly into the sea. Now their love remains incomplete forever due to Tony, and with this misunderstanding, this unfinished love story ends here. So friends, what do you think? Should the ending of this story have been like this? Do let us know in the comments. I hope you liked this story very much.